Is Hogwarts Legacy actually gonna work on Switch? All right, so the game is out now, and we have it on PS5 because that's how Christina's been playing it. I've got it on PC, and I've actually been playing it on Steam Deck. I even did a best settings for Steam Deck video, so you can check that out if you want. But after playing both versions, what do I think about the Switch version? I want a quick word from our sponsor before we begin.
Do you want more?
I do.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. What are we doing?
I really don't know.
Yes, it's a podcast all about gaming, 128KB podcast, much like the video you're watching now, but longer, and with both of us in it.
Hey!
So there's two good reasons as to why you should come and subscribe.
Do it.
You know, I did a video about this a year ago saying oh, how's this gonna work? And back then we didn't know if it was gonna be cloud or not. And well, it's not going to be cloud. And since then, we've found out that, the game on Switch has been delayed until July. Right, so it's February now, so we've got March, April, May, June, July. That's 5 months for them to really hone in and optimize it. I think that's a really good move from Avalanche. I really, really do, because 5 months, if they're actually focusing on the Switch version, they should make some serious headway with that. But obviously, I've been playing this with the pre-release version, so I got the early access version on PC and PS5 as well. But of course, the PS5 version just looks amazing in fidelity mode at maximum resolution, on our 4K OLED TV, it just looks beautiful. But I've been playing it on the Steam Deck, which, is a little bit more reminiscent of the Switch. It's way more powerful than the Switch, but it's still running a PC game that's aimed at proper PCs, right? So it's not being designed for the Steam Deck and optimized for that. Now, I've only been playing the early access, so that's before any day one patch. As I'm filming it right now, the day one patch should be rolling out, but I've not got any experience with that yet. But thinking about how it's gonna work on Switch, if they're spending 5 months working on this game and optimizing it, and they reduce the resolution down. No doubt it's going to have adaptive resolution depending on where you're, whether you're in Hogwarts itself or outside in Hogsmeade or in just the general area outside. I'd actually say I've got hope. I really do. And yes, on the video that I did a year ago where I was just being mind blown that it was even coming to Switch, because back then we didn't even know it was coming to Switch, and I said, how's this gonna work? Is it gonna be cloud? Is it not? And obviously people were like, oh yeah, but The Witcher works on this. That's a really old game. It's 2015, and yes, that's a good point, it does work on this. But we've also had Dying Light. That looks phenomenal on Switch because the developers really poured their heart and soul into optimizing it for the Switch specifically. And we've seen some other really good ports come over to the Switch that have just blown our minds, really, in terms of how good they perform, or the fact that they're even available on the Switch, right? So I think taking that into consideration, I actually think 5 months is enough time for them to sort of compile this game into an actual playable experience on the Switch. Now, the thing is I think they are going to have to massively downgrade it to get it to work. I mean, even on Steam Deck on low settings, I've actually been playing in a mixture of medium and low, but even on low, it looks good on the deck. But the thing is it's very, very sharp. Now, my experience of playing Steam Deck anything as to Switch most things is the Steam Deck, even on low PC settings, is very crisp, a very sharp image. Even though the screen isn't as nice as the OLED because it's not an OLED screen, right? The Switch often has what people call the Vaseline smear, right? So it's like my glasses and you put a bit of Vaseline on it, it's all a bit fuzzy and a bit mushy looking. And I have noticed that in quite a lot of Switch games, that it really brings the experience down. Do you know what I mean? Whereas on the Steam Deck, even if the game doesn't look that great, it's very sharp. And I'm hoping they manage to retain that in Hogwarts on Switch, because my fear is that they're going to have to obviously graphically down tune it a lot, take out a lot of settings, so a lot of foliage, and reduce the texture quality and stuff like that. That's all fine, providing that it's still a sharp image. But my fear is that with an adaptive resolution and everything turned down, we might see a bit of this sort of hazy, smeary blurriness, because it is a very big game. I really think the Switch can provide miracles, providing that the developers actually care, because some games just go, yeah, it's on Switch. Look at the original Ark game, right? I know they've remade it since, everyone keeps telling me that, but The original Ark game was like that was just ridiculous. You know, like it just looked terrible. And yes, they remade the game and it looks a little bit better, but whatever, right? Some people just don't care. They just go, put it on Switch, we'll make loads of money, because everyone's a sucker for Switch games, right? However, being delayed that 5 months extra until July 2023 for this release, that really does spark hope for me. So all of you that don't have a Steam Deck, don't have a PS5 or a PC or anything like that, don't worry. I have faith that they're actually gonna make this a success for the Switch. But of course, if you do have a Steam Deck or you've got another way of playing it, it's probably best to do it that way instead. Oh, and of course, check out our podcast over here where me and AJ talk about all things gaming just there. And here's another video like from me, because why not? So go over here, subscribe, and well, subscribe to both channels over there, over here, just subscribe everywhere, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.